All right. This is Boricua is Life. Welcome to Nephilim Wars. My name is Omar. This is the battle for your souls, guys. How y'all doing? It's a nice little day today. It's not a lot of, there's no clouds, but we have the glaze. There's actually no clouds out there. No clouds. The moon is right on top. And no clouds. The sun. By the sun, there's no clouds, but you know that is, the glaze or whatever, Because it's always like a mist on the air, right? Like you see it like between the clouds, you see that mist, that smoke, or whatever. Well, how's everyone doing? This is Boricua is Life. Nephilim Wars, baby, Clone Wars. From Miami. I wish I was in Puerto Rico. I gotta go to my island. But see, one of the things that really has me fuming is all this military. A lot of my friends from the countryside, they'll call me telling me that helicopters are flying really low. The air, them air, the Navy, the big one, that big helicopter, whatever the name is, Chariot or whatever the name is. Yeah, the big one from the Navy, whatever, it's flying by the palm trees, and that makes a lot of noise. By the countryside where they're training and stuff, because there's always noise regulations and things like that in bases. That's why bases are away from people, in isolated areas. Not many bases are in urban areas. Not many. National Guard maybe, and reserves. But active, the closest one that I was in Kentucky, Fort Knox. That is close to Louisville. It's still 45 minutes. Was it 45 or an hour? I think it was an hour. In train, because I remember I took the train to Louisville one time. We was me and the guys when I was in basic. But the thing is that the nuisance for the Puerto Ricans, because there's a lot of old people in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of old people right now, because a lot of people have to come to the United States because they keep the people poor over there. They keep the people poor, man. I mean, the only thing that was like my pharmaceuticals, the 836 that left in the 80, from 88 to 98, 10 years they took to leave, to go to Pakistan and places that they only pay like $1 a month to people, right? The Nephilim. They want to enslave, the whole thing is paying the less and making all these billions of dollars. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. That's not what I came here for. But yeah, the military in Puerto Rico, in the beaches, all these vehicles, all this oil and all this stuff in our beaches, contaminating with the bomb, with the ordinance. Even if the ordinance is not lethal, because I used to have a M203, and I had a vest of flares, phosphorus, phosphorus, and high phosphorus. What is it? Flares. For when the M203 in the in the AR-15, when I was a driver, in the in the calf, yeah. So I know what I'm talking. Even if it's not lethal, those rounds, the how you call it, and see, I'm always like with these words. Yeah, man, I know. I'm not. It's not like I'm dumb. It's like I be so forgetting stuff when I'm talking. You call it luciérnaga in Spanish. But them flares that you be like, I put it in, I take it out of my vest and put it in the 203 and boop, and it's a flare, a marker flare, right? And it comes down. It could be green, it could be blue or whatever, right? All these things I needed to know it because I was a bombardier. And the HE, rounds to blow up people, all that was in the, yeah. And it was heavy too. It's a vest that you put on top of all your stuff. I had like 65 pounds, 70 pounds of stuff on me, and yeah, it wasn't full. I took them off. I took them off. I mean, I didn't wear it long, whatever, but yeah, all this ordinance and stuff contaminates the environment, my beautiful island. Because these gringos, these crackers don't give a damn about us. They're not giving any incentives or nothing to the population of Puerto Rico for that. They're raising the rent, no lights, the water goes off, all the system, if you go to get your license, they only have 2 offices for like 3 million people. If, it's just everything is designed to make your life a living hell while you're there. Unless if you have money, then everything is easy. Just like Hawaii. In Hawaii, a house in Honolulu is $2 million. 1.2. A house like that, like this. The house like that one. A duplex, like a duplex in Honolulu. Now in Puerto Rico, they're doing the same thing because in Maya West, in the west side of the island, where it was the cheapest, it's like $1,800 a month rent, where nobody earns money to pay that. So yeah, they cash you out. These crackers cash you out of everything. They cash you out of everything. Yeah. They press you out, right? Like they do with black people. The nice, because they place them in certain areas and then they put a highway. And then when the neighborhood is thriving, they say, we got to destroy it and, get them all out. And I'm telling you, man, these Caucasians are wicked. They have to do with the Nephilims. This Anglo-Saxon thing is Nephilim. The keeping of the heads, the being vicious and all that. That has to do with the Nephilims. Yeah. Like in the other day, I was not watching, but I was counting because I had seen the thing of the book No Sanctuary. It was in the 1929, 1930 1930 something is the book. A man from that era. That he explained how the lynchings and all that, how people was just smiling, how they were dragging women, naked women, after they violated them and stuff, through the street. That's wickedness. That is the wicked. There's other wicked people, but mostly started with them. The colonization and all that stuff. The sexual things, all that. Yeah. See, the truth, all the truth is coming out, so I don't care, I'm not, and I never been scared of talking anyway. And now I'm with Christ and I'm less, my boldness is more, so I don't care. Because they need to be told the truth in their face, man, I'm telling you. And I always been like this. I mean, that's why I always got in trouble. I didn't get rank in the military because of that. I actually got out of the military because of that, because I got into it with some NCOs. Because I was a squad leader already, but I was a junior NCO, a corporal. But I was a gunner, I was already squad leader, so And I was squared away, man. I was in Third Infantry. I was a gunner. I was a gunner. M2A1 gunner, Bradley. M2A3. After M2A3, M3A2s. No, it was actually M3A2. Bradley fighting vehicle. I was a gunner. I was a dismount first, then a driver, then a gunner. And in the light cav as well. And I didn't get rank, my sergeant, because I got into it with them because I saw them abusing a private that came in. But it was actually a black group no, because in that base it was mostly more blacks, right? So it's not about whites or black; it's about wickedness. But that's what I'm saying. But the wickedness came from them, and they taught it to others. Because well, the thing is that and it was a white boy actually. He was abusing. I came around the corner. He was abusing. He was hitting him like over here like that. And I was already a junior. I got to that base. That was my third duty station and my last. And I saw him and I didn't say nothing because you cannot chastise another NCO, what he's disciplining somebody. This is all NCO stuff. But yeah, like they had little groups. It was like gangs. They were selling even drugs on base, man. The CID one time they raided the barracks. And I never saw that in any of my other bases I was at. I'm not gonna say which one. Yeah, man. It was raw. It was even my first sergeant had a grill. My first sergeant in that unit had a grill, a full grill, like a gangster. And he had 24s in his car, in all his cars. And it has nothing to do with that, with that. It's just, yeah, it was like corruption. That's what it was. And we went to the desert. And I had to pull out because I was worried about the enemy and them. The Red Cross and the chaplain pulled me out. Yeah, man. So anyway, yeah, the wickedness. So no sanctuary, the book and all that, yeah, it's just. I started with Puerto Rico. You see how it goes, it just keeps running. Puerto Rico, they killed my people. They did a massacres for people that wanted to liberate themselves. The revolutionaries of Puerto Rico, Albizu Campos, which was one of the best, See, the thing is that he was mixed with in secret societies of Harvard, man. That's what I'm saying. Most of these people, I don't know, yeah, because like I was talking one time, like Fidel Castro was in Mexico, but he was in the United States too. He studied doctor, right? Ayatollah Khomeini was in Switzerland, where the Illuminati is. So he was a revolution because they do a lot of how you call it opposition, like how you call that? Yeah, like they doing like their opposition, but they are really with them, right? Like spies, control opposition, like they have, like the Black Panthers, that Chinese guy, that Korean guy that went and say where the guy was, and they killed, the leader of the Black Panthers in the '60s and all that, infiltration. So I'm not sure. I mean, I think he was legit, but he was in Harvard, like the skulls, the skull and bones from Yale. He was in something like that in Harvard with all the white boys, but he was the president of the class. Yeah, he knew 6 languages. He might have been trained by I don't know. I really believe in Albizu Campos, like for as legit, But I always question that. Look at the dictators. They're trained in the School of the Americas. Yeah, the dictators are trained in the School of the Americas. Uh, yeah, man, the drug trade. All them dictators was for the for the drug trafficking and people trafficking. It's an organization. It's a cabal. The wicked, because it's people from all from all races. Money is what talks. Like the police in Puerto Rico, they're the ones who killed, who shot. But it was a general. The governor was some cracker, some white guy from Illinois, from Arkansas or so whatever, some one of them racist crackers, and he was a governor in that area, and he told the police, "I'll kill him," my people, and they bombed them too, with thunderbolts. So this is back in the 52, 51. So yeah, they at it again over there, and I don't feel comfortable. And ICE is so, man, I don't know how I'm gonna react if ICE comes and messes with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ready for that. Especially in my country. Yeah, man, it's like these fascist cocksuckers. Excuse my language, because I can't find any other word. You know, forcing themselves on everyone. And when it goes down for real, they're gonna lose. They're gonna have to throw their bomb. That's why they're gonna throw nuclear bombs, because they're gonna lose. So they're gonna throw their bombs, because when they come to, like my lecture on the Nazis, the cyanide pill in the mouth. Oh, they're gonna get me. They already have their, the bomb, boom, destroy everything when they open the door together. When the soldiers blast the door in, throw the bombs. That's how they operate. These coward crackers. Okay. And they are with the, because some of them are human. The puppeteers are human. Some of them are, you know, demons, whatever, ghouls, and all kinds of stuff, man. You guys don't even understand what's going on with these people, holograms, okay. Yeah, they're living on the ground and maybe just robots up here talking to us. Something like that. I don't put nothing off the table. I don't get nothing off the table with this. But yeah, they're in my country over there messing with everybody, like, oh, we're, imposing their will, like, oh, like. And my Father in heaven is imposing their will on them. He's tormenting them, and the demons are tormenting them too. That's why they're being so, because they are, and they're getting everybody used to viciousness and to inhumanity, getting people used to, hey, this inhuman stuff that happened, just go, life goes on, and we're gonna deal with, we're gonna help them after being inhuman. They're making, because that's what they're gonna do to everyone. It's like, yeah, man. I'm not even looking at. I just glance at it sometimes, and I can't tell you. They're just cowards. They don't want to face that they are trafficking children and little girls and all that stuff, and human and people. The most lucrative is that, and then guns, and then oil. Oil is like three. First is human trafficking, and all these scumbags and Earl suits and demons and reptiles are doing it, and the humans helping them. And when it's gonna go down one day, soon, When it does, they're gonna lose, and they're gonna just throw the bombs, and that's it. They're gonna they rather destroy the earth than to face what a piece of scum buckets and filth, and excrement that they are. They're the one who gonna end up in hell, burning in in sperm and excrement. Like they think that God is. Okay. So this has been Nephilim Wars. My name is Boricua. My name is Omar. This is Boricua's life. And this has been Nephilim Wars, baby. The battle for your souls. Yeah. They're coming for everyone, they're coming for the for the hecatombe of humankind. So this is a battle for your souls. Have a good one, guys. I'm gonna make a prayer later. I have some worship videos that I'm gonna put in. Okay, I'm gonna record. So God bless and I love you all.